climbed 500 feet since we left the trail. We're up 11,700 now. And I'll tell you what, well, Rocky maybe not, but I've sure earned every foot of that. This is, it's not too bad of going, but, you know, plenty of log crossings and such, and it's just work. Hopefully we'll bust out of the timber before too long here. I've had it in mind to come check out this little basin since I first got the idea. It was here years ago now. But I've also been putting in for a special mule deer buck tag up here for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, something like that, and I finally drew it for this year. The deal is it's the middle of September, it's a rifle tag, and you have to harvest above 11,000 feet. So I'm up here looking for timberline bucks. Big animals hang out up top like this and feed even higher than where I am now. I've already seen a lot of fresh elk sign coming into this basin, so there's no doubt elk, deer, bear are in this area from time to time. So I'm very happy with what I found. I mean, this would be a nice little spot just to backpack to and hang out. There's water running down through it. As you can see, snowbank still up there means there'll be water in here, well, probably until it snows again. But my plan, actually, nice as this is to circle my way up here and head out above timberline, up some benches up there to see what I can glass at evening and in the morning, and I'll be able to have great views of a whole bunch of other high country here too. So that's the plan. Rocky and I'll water up a little bit and keep climbing. $11,900. This is what I'm looking for. That's mule deer versus elk because of the pointed toe. It's not as heart-shaped as elk would be, but it's big. That's the size of a calf elk. But it's a mule deer. And there's pretty fair game trail heading right up through here, so I'm definitely in the right part of the world for what I'm trying to accomplish. Well, hopefully after I hit this ridge line, find an easier way back down, maybe the other way into the basin, because what I do not want to do, try to pack any kind of a load down this thing. Now that I'm up here at 12.2, I feel like I could just wander for miles. It's all flat up here. It's beautiful. There's snowbank right behind you there where Rocky was able to water up. It's also where the elk have been watering up. All the fresh sign I see right around here. But the rain is steadily coming this way. Looks like it might already be raining down in the valley there. So I'm going to need to find a spot to log her up for the night down in trees where I'm safer from a lightning strike. So I'm gonna have to mosey off and do that. You know, I've heard people say alcohol stoves don't work at altitude. This Trangia is cranking along at 12,100 feet. I think it probably does help that I have the the little cylinder around it to kind of heat the air up, but it'll crank just fine, as you can see. Spattered on me a bit on the way over, but then it cleared up, at least where I'm sitting. So I'm just sitting here watching this basin that I'm camped out above and enjoying this rainbow out here. Had a little bit of excitement last night. It's about 12:30 and the rain had blown through. Bright moonlight, and we were awakened by a loud vocalization of a type that I'd never heard right up by this snowbank up here. It's, I don't know, 200 yards upslope to where there's water there. And you know, then it repeated itself, and I knew by the lung capacity creating this it was elk or bear, and it sounded obstreperous enough that I figured it was a good idea to stand to with a pistol. So Rocky and I got out, and I shined a light up there and could see a couple sets of eyes, and sound repeated another time or two. I finally decided that it was a bull elk grunting at us, and the wind was blowing our way, so I'm not sure what the issue was. We're far enough away from the water, but I think probably the moon was so bright that it really illuminated the tent here, and it just was a big shiny thing that this bull elk could see, and he wanted to talk about it. So that was last night's excitement, and now I have another sound in my catalog. Went right back to sleep. So I did decide to walk back over here this morning. Of course, I have every intention of being back up here in a couple months, but life is unpredictable. And particularly in the high country, a place I may have every intention of getting back to. It might be years before I'm up there again. So I'm just enjoying the morning. There's at least 100 head of elk over there in the basin across from me, and of course these that are grazing over here. It's Beautiful morning. I'm going to just keep looking and enjoying. That might have been my midnight visitor right there. In my experience, it's actually the younger bulls that are a little bit more aggressive. They don't know what to fear and what not to fear, but they can feel the sap rising inside of them. And a couple, 3 different times I've had young bulls actually approach me trying to figure out what I was and what they should do about me. So that filler may well have been the guy who was grunting last night. Huskies do like snow. This is why I'm not a very big fan of the squeeze bottle style of filters. Too many times I've collected water from a spot like this. There's basically a snowbank right up above me there, and these are elk tracks here. And the water, as it flows down the hill, is collecting in these little track areas, and they're slowly refilling. But I've been working over 3 of them here just to keep the water flowing. You know, I'll empty one and then switch to another one, and then one will refill. So I don't know. People like those squeeze filters and use them, but too many times I've gotten water from a spot like this where pump was the only way to get it out. My plan for going out, I do not want to down climb where I climbed up onto this. It looks like back over behind me there's an easier, more natural access. So I'm going to walk this rim around, and as I start diving back down, I'm going to really do a good job of cutting for sign, which when I was climbing yesterday I didn't. So I'll head down cutting for sign, and we'll see how it goes. And yes, on the descent I'm using the trekking poles. This trail, game trail, human hunting trail, it's old. It used to go right through here. I've been following it down for a while, but it's been here so long these bushes have overgrown it, and these are not fast growing bushes. Well, I don't know if I find better line off of this mountain or not. I'd like something repeatable, and I don't think I've found it. There's all kinds of places here where I've been on elk trails, some decent traveling, but at the end of the day, just a whole lot of filtering through the timber here. And we'll see where I come out on the valley floor. I'm not sure how far down valley I've come. Finally, the valley floor. Rocky's happy to water up. I'm going to have to cross around the head of it here. That's all wetland. So I'll just go up as far as I can to hopefully stay on dry and get up onto that moraine. Well, no particular deer sign in the forest on the way down. I don't think it would be dumb to hunt here, but there's a high basin, a couple drainages over that I've been into that I might try to check out before the season starts. But man, I can't think of a better place to go backpacking, and I'm definitely going to remember this little off-trail spot as a place to get high quickly and look at some really nice country.